It's strength in finding resilience beyond your circumstances. What is up, you guys? I'm Zakia Monet, and welcome to the Finding Your Way podcast, where we share stories about hardships and share ways to not let our circumstances define us. Like you, we just here to find our way. What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Finding Her Way. I am your host, Zakia. I go by Zakia Monet on all social media platforms, and welcome to episode 3. We're in episode 3. How are we liking it so far? I know it's only been 2 episodes that's been out, but I'm just so excited about this. So in the beginning of every podcast from here on out, or every episode from here on out, I want to do like a journey entry or just a question to yourself. So today's journal entry would be, what would you tell your past self? Or what is one word to describe your past self? You can write it to yourself, you can think it to yourself, or just put it in the comments so we can have a conversation there. For me, what I would say to my past self is, you will see light at the end of the tunnel. This is not your final destination. Your situation does not define you. You did nothing wrong. It is not your fault. You will be okay. I know those are probably like maybe more so statements instead of sentences, but like I'm just like spilling everything that's coming to my mind right now. Your testimony will help so many people, so many women, so many mothers. You just have no idea. And I'm just like, y'all should know by now, I'm a big baby just by the episode 2. Like, I'm just a big ball of tears and emotions, but like, you're going to be okay. Your testimony is going to help so many women. It's going to help so many mothers, so many teen mothers. It's going to help, like, you're just going to do amazing things. God is not finished with you. Like I said, I'm trying not to get emotional, but I just think so far, like, this question for me it's not just going to be on this episode, so I'm probably going to continue it on other episodes while switching out the questions or the journal entries. So for right now, that's all I have before I start crying, because we're not doing that today. Today is just about accountability, and I think that's a big thing for me. Like I said in the last episode, I don't realize a lot of things about myself. It's taken me to go through multiple therapists to find my person, and I feel like in that, I posted an IG story like a couple weeks ago, a while back, and I was just like, it's taken me a while to find my person, and like with the therapist that I have now, she really calls me out on my shit, and I needed that, and I didn't know how much I needed that. I don't need somebody to sweet talk me or baby me or tell me it's gonna be okay, although I do need that. Like, that is probably one of my languages, and like I feel like I don't know. I feel like that really but then again, I don't know if it's like a validation thing. So that's all or nothing. But anyway, so I really need somebody to call me out on my shit, and this therapist that I have now, like, she really does that. So the thing that I posted on my IG story was that I don't know how to take accountability for shit. That's one of my biggest struggles. That's something I've always struggled with, and it's taken me to get in my late 20s to figure that out about myself. I don't take accountability for anything, and then I don't know if that's a victim mentality that I've always had, or if it's just a symptom of what I've been through, like, if that makes sense. So I'm just trying to figure that part out, But all I know is the first step is me owning and taking and knowing that I don't take accountability, so I can learn how to take accountability and learn which situation is what, because it ain't always me. We just gonna get that. It ain't always me, but sometimes it is you. And I feel like that goes down to what I want to talk about today is the thing that I've always struggled with, but just not realizing that I struggle with, is that I have a huge abandonment issue. And it started when I was a kid. And I struggled with, I guess, being heard and like feeling like feeling important, feeling like I matter, feeling like I'm not enough. And so those are like some of the things that I've struggled with, and those are some of the symptoms to the illness. The abandonment issue is the illness, and those are the symptoms that I kind of been dealing with, and I didn't realize it until my relationship now with my best friend, and we're just having these conversations, and it's just like, I really, like, dog, you really struggle with that. And I think the problem was because all relationships go through their troubles, but with my best friend, like, I feel like this is my person, like, this is my girl. So I want to do everything to fix that, and it's just like, you can't fix it if you're constantly projecting your shit onto other people. Everybody have their own traumas and their own situations that they're going through. So for you to project your stuff onto other people, that's just like, whoa, like, I can't carry your shit and my shit, because that's not fair. And so, like, after we've been having these conversations, and it's just like, it took me a while to understand where she was coming from. And I think part of it was just because, like, I didn't, like, goes back to accountability. Like, a part of it was just like me being sensitive and just thinking like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? I'm an angel. What abandonment issue do I have? And it was just like me being sensitive. I wear my heart on my sleeve, so I take everything as face value. I don't dig deeper into I don't dig too deep into everything. And so now that I'm in therapy for like this past year, now that I'm learning more about myself, and now that I'm able to understand what different things are and what they mean and what they look like for me, I understand exactly what she was talking about, because I do that, and I value this relationship so much. Like, you could push it away just by doing that. And so, like, until you recognize the things that you are doing, you're gonna push everybody away. And so that's probably another, like, that's just something I've been dealing with. And it's just like been over these past years, like, I've been dealing with the abandonment issue without realizing I was dealing with it. That's why I'm so, like, protective of my people, my friends, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if I'm like going in a relationship with you, or if we're trying to figure some things out from going in a relationship with you, or like any kind of relationship, friendship, relationship, or anything like that, I'm protective of I'm just protective of my people. And I think, like, it was even down to the fact that I would feel some type of way about different posts or different things. Like, it would just make me feel like, damn, like, what am I? Like, if somebody was supposed, if like a friend or a boy was supposed, like, something like, I don't have anybody, or I don't have anybody, where it's just me out here, or don't nobody do, things of that nature, or if they were uplifting another relationship instead of uplifting ours, I would feel some way about that. And that goes back to the abandonment issue, because it would make me feel like, damn, am I enough? Like, am I enough? So I think that's something I really had to, like, take a look at. And I'm still looking at it. Like, I'm still, because this is so new to me. Like, all of this unpacking everything and trying to figure out what everything is and what everything means is new to me, because I've never had to do it. So it's just like, I don't know, it's scary because it's scary, but it's fulfilling me, if that makes sense, because it's like making me look at myself, and it's making me change like around a lot of things. And it's just like, when you do that and when you recognize what you're doing, it helps you to fix those relationships that you really cherish or really value. And so I'm really trying to fix that. Now, the abandonment issue itself, I want to dive deep into. Like I said, like I felt like I wasn't heard. I felt like I wasn't enough. I felt like certain people in my life that were close to me valued other people over me, especially if it was like, for instance, like a parent or anything. Like if a cousin or a sibling was around, like I felt like they were more valued than I was, or I feel like I wasn't my feelings and my emotions weren't tended to. I felt like I was alone. I felt like I had to force relationships with people outside of the home just to feel like, just to feel like just to feel like I was something to somebody. And this might cause a little riffraff, but it's just me telling my truth. It's just me speaking on what I want to speak on. It's just me talking my shit. Because like I said, like for a long time, I struggled with, I didn't struggle with. For a long time, I just wanted to keep it cute. I let everybody keep their image. I let everybody say and think what they wanted to think. I let everybody just, like I just let everything be without saying anything. And it's just a hindrance, I feel like, to me, because it didn't allow me to grow. And it made me, like, for like a long time, my emotions, like I would have these long depressive spells, because it's just like I'm just holding everything in and things keep happening to me. So how, like, it just wasn't in the best interest of me for that to keep going on. And right now it's just like, it's about me. I've been thinking about everybody for too long. It's time to take care of me. So that's just how I felt for years, like starting as a child. But you don't realize it. Like as a kid, you're not realizing all of these things. You realizing that you feel alone, or you feel lonely, or you feel some type of way about a certain situation or a certain person, and it's like that, but you're not you're not understanding and like trying to figure out what that means or what that is. So yeah, for a long time it was just like me trying to validate myself, or me trying to overextend to make somebody see me, or to make a parent see me, or to like overachieve in school, or you gotta overachieve in school so they can like say good job, or I'm proud of you, or things of that nature. It's just like, for me, it was like expected of me, rather than it was just like, I don't know how to, I'm still struggling with the words and how to express how I feel about certain things, but I don't know. It's just been a time. It's been a time, like, while I've been in therapy, it's just been a time of like exploring myself and like understanding what everything means. And it was crazy because I was telling my therapist that I was watching a video on TikTok, and it was like something so simple, like parents sending their kids off to college, and the emotion behind it, and the siblings even crying, and all of the anticipation of going, and all of the anticipation of having to leave the child, and the nervousness that the parent was feeling, and the emotion, the reactions of like everything. And I was just like, I saw one video on my For You page, and I just took a deep dive, because on TikTok, at the bottom of the videos, it has like a search thing, and I think the search was like parents sending kids off to college, or something like that. And I just clicked the search, and I just did a deep dive, and it was just like every video I cried so hard, because I feel like I've never felt that. Like I've never gotten that from any, like, it was just like, just watching how the parents were interacting with the kids and how emotional they were. It was just like, wow. Like you never really got that, like you never really got that type of emotion out of any of them. Like you never really felt that. And so I felt like the reason why I went through these relationships, or this bad relationship that I was in, because I was looking for something. I was looking for somebody to see me as being enough, or just see me, you know. So when you go through that as a kid, or when you have these type of issues, you tend to attract things or situations that's not in your best interest, or that are not the best for you. And so like you tend to attract people that are controlling or possessive. And in your eyes, or in my eyes, for me at least, it was just like somebody really loves me. Like damn, like they see me, or damn, like they really care, like they really going all out their way to do, like to really see me, or to really do this or do that or whatever. And it's just like, that was just such a fucked up way to really think about it. I'm sorry, like I need to stop cussing, but that was just such a really like crazy way to think about it. This man pulling up to your job is not cute, or making a scene because you're not putting on your phone. That's not cute. But in my mind, it was just like he must really love me. He loved me. Like in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you know, like he want to come see about me. You know, this man love me, and that's not like it may like he may have loved me, but it just wasn't healthy for me. Like that wasn't healthy for me. I shouldn't have been in that situation. I shouldn't have been in that situation for longer than I was. And that's just what it was. Like I just clinged on to that relationship for so long because it felt like something that it felt like I mattered. I think for me it felt like I mattered, and it felt like I was somebody to somebody. And it was a break from what I was going through at the house, like constantly getting into it with people, and constantly like having to fight to be heard or fight to be seen, you know. Not trying to say like I'm not trying to bash anybody by any means. I'm not trying to bash anybody, because they did the best that they knew how to do. So I'm not trying to bash anybody, because everybody got their own traumas that they're dealing with. Everybody got their own, you know, shit that they're going through. So like I think now I'm to the age where I don't want to bash. I don't want to do that whole thing, because like, you know, like I said, they have their own demons and their own shit that they was going through, or they had going on as kids or whatever. So I just like, I can't fault them for that. They just did what they knew how to do, I guess. But even recognizing that took me a long time to recognize, because just like that for me, it was just like, damn, like y'all some fucked up people. Honestly, if we're being honest about it, that's just honestly what I was thinking. But after a while, it's just like they went through that. They had their own stuff going on, or they had their own stuff that they was going through. But it doesn't take away from the fact that I felt these things, or I felt this way. So it just feels good to talk about it. She's opened my eyes to a lot of things, my therapist, and I think that's something else that I want to bring to this platform. It's just like speaking on some of my sessions, or speaking on certain things that may help somebody that's helped me. So I do want to incorporate that into these episodes as well. Y'all, this is just, it's a journey for me. Like I'm still learning myself. I think that was probably my biggest thing the biggest thing starting from childhood, because I want to go from piece by piece, from childhood to, you know, the preteens, into the teenage years, into the early adulthood years, to the late adulthood years. I just want to go through that whole thing step by step, just to kind of, I guess, understand, like, no shade to myself, but why I'm so fucked up, you know? Because I feel like, honestly, mentally, I felt for a long time that I was so fucked up. Like, I had so much shit going on. But one thing I will commend about myself is that like I wasn't. Well, I'm not gonna say commend, but one thing I can say, I didn't complain about it, and I think that's another thing that I struggle with too. Like, it's not complaining about it, it's just speaking your truth. But I think for me, I didn't whine about it every day. Like, it wasn't something that I wanted to even talk about every day. So I think that was a big step for me, you know, just even realizing it, and even like accepting and owning that. But I think I still have a long way to go as far as like when it comes to that abandonment issue, because I still feel like I still deal with that in certain ways. Like, I still deal with that. I feel like in each relationship that I've had, besides like the ones that I've grown in my adult years, I feel like I've dealt with some type of abandonment issue when it came to that relationship. Like, each one, whether it's from cheating to how I felt with my parents, or to how I felt with my siblings, and you just like, you know, trying to fit in, trying to, you know, be something that I wasn't, trying to like make up for something that I didn't have, or that I felt like I lacked, you know, in one area. So it was just, I don't know. We still figuring it out. I feel like I'm doing a good job though, cause it took me a long time too to give myself some grace, and that's one thing I want y'all to do as well, is give yourself some grace, cause you honestly, I really don't feel like a lot of things that we do, especially for people who've been through a lot or been through what we've been through, I feel like we don't give ourselves enough grace. Like, I don't feel like we give ourselves enough grace. And so today, I just want to tell you that my word for today, or my advice from Finding Her Way, would be to give yourself some grace. Just give yourself some grace, because like, it's not easy out here. Like I said in the last episode, like, it's not easy out here. Like, we're all just trying to survive, honestly, with the tools that we have and the tools that our parents given us. But we also have a lot of tools that are at hand now. Mental health was not a big thing back then. Like, a lot of people have said that mental health was not a big thing back then. So now we have all these tools and all these resources to actually dig deeper into what the fuck is going on with us, and like, why are we so fucked up? You know, like, we have a lot of tools out here, and we need to utilize them. And it's a lot of, I know everything is just so costly, but it's a lot of free resources as well. I am going to research that, because I do want to put that out there. But I know for sure it's a lot of free resources out there, especially if you have low income. So, you know, like, just give yourself some grace, because we're all out here just trying to get through these days. You know, this world is getting crazier and crazier. Shit just keep happening. But give yourself some grace. Journal if you need to. Talk to yourself if you need to. You ain't crazy. I do. You ain't crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Just, I ain't gonna say ain't nothing wrong with you, because I ain't gonna say that. But you're not crazy for talking to yourself. These are questions that we need to ask ourselves. These are things that we need to learn about ourselves. Like, we need to start being more attentive to ourselves. We put a lot of people before us. We put a lot of people's wants and needs before our own, even our kids. Like, how can you be a good mom if you're not even like showing up for you? How can you show up for your kids if you're not showing up for you? I honestly do not believe you can be a 100% good mom without making sure you're straight mentally and physically and emotionally. Like, I honestly feel that way, because I know that for sure, because like, I feel like that's me. I don't feel like I'm a good mom all the time. I don't feel like I'm at my best all the time. I don't feel like I show up for my kid the way I need to all the time. Like, I lash out like, I just let things build up. Honestly speaking, sometimes I like, now I catch on to when I'm making something that I went out that somebody else did when I'm putting it on to my kid. Now I know that. Like if I got an attitude from something else, I recognize now when I'm taking it out on my kid. And I had to tell him, I had to apologize to him for that. I had to we're doing a lot of repairing to our relationship right now. Me and my son we're doing a lot of repairing to our relationship. That's gonna be a whole nother episode, but we're doing a lot of repairing just because we went through a lot together and individually. He's went through a lot with me. He's only 9 years old. He just turned 9. And he's went through a lot already. So it's just give yourself some grace, mama. Give yourself some grace, friend. Just give yourself some grace. So that's gonna wrap up this episode of Finding Her Way. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you took something, if not anything. I hope you at least took one thing, if anything, from this episode. I pray that this episode was something you could connect to. I pray this episode made you think, about something that you struggle with and you don't really think of, you haven't really thought about it. I hope it's something that you realize that, damn, I don't take accountability either. I don't do that either. So I hope this was something that you connected to. All in all, I hope this was something you connected to. And I hope to see you in the next episode. Hold on, let's get a problem. I hope that you enjoyed. Hold on, wait. I hope this was something that you connected to. And I hope you got something from it. If not anything, I hope you at least got one thing from it. I hope this episode made you think or question certain things that you didn't realize you were doing until now. I don't take accountability either. I struggle with that. I don't feel like I'm 100% good mom either. Or I don't feel like I'm 100% good friend either. I hope it made you think. Honestly, I just hope it made you think about, some of the things that you may need to work on for you in order to be a better person or a better mom or a better friend. So thank you guys again, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you enjoyed and took at least one thing, if any, from this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share us with a friend you know. Follow us on Instagram at Finding Her Way Pod, and send us letters or questions to askfhw@gmail.com. We hope to hear from you in the next episode.